start with this question. What is the spiritual meaning of the blue pulse?
Okay. Like what they said, out of a blue. The blue. What's the meaning of a blue? The blue, first of all, it's not frequencies. It's not a color. It's the meaning of the blue. It's beyond frequencies and color. The blue, it's the fingerprint from unknowable world in our realms. It's mean that unknowable world, like a womb for everything's happening within him through the essence. When that essence, it's complete from inside, it will handle a meaning, and he will reach a state to birth something from him, to manifest world, from unmanifested world to manifest world. And when he reached that point, he spread a pulse of magnetic. That pulse of magnetic, what we said about it, pulse of blue. And that blue let that inner world, that beauty essence world, get out from that unknowable world to manifestation world, to be appear, known world, front of the being of light. And that blue, it's the magic of the manifestation. It's the tool of manifestation for the inner realm, for the inner unknowable world within any being that related to the worlds and related to the Godhood kingdom, angelic kingdom, human kingdom, man kingdom. Every kingdom need that tools of blue pulse to let everything within here to be appear as manifested things. It means this is the beautiful tools to let what within your inside, what your dream, what your belief system, what you work in it, the spiritual account within you, what you work within your cells of your consciousness and unconsciousness cells within you, what that fighting happening within you to create your own world from inside. That tools, the pulse tools, the blue pulse is the tools to let all that within you to appear and manifest within your manifesting world, materialistic world around you. You can see it in front of your eyes.
What is the situation now in the inner and outer realm? And is the situation on earth aligned with what is happening over there?
Okay. The situation, it's always dynamic situation. It's changeable every moment. Regarding the situation in the inner realm and the outer realm and the situation inside the planet Earth. We should to reach a 0 point, and that 0 point, it's happening with the alignment and convergent happening between the inner realms. To be all of them in one line, to can activate the manifestation law. To let everything happen within the inner realm, inside the earth, in the physical manifestation way, appear in front of the people. And the situation now in the inner realm, almost complete, because every essence of beauty and completion always related to the inner realm. And now the inner realm, the situation in the astral and in the ethereal, it's almost complete.
Completed, yeah.
It's almost cleaning from the negative energy in the astral and from negative being. Almost majority from that negative beings, 90% let's say, from the astral completing, cleansing completing. And in the ethereal level, still there is the last point of the Chimera group.
Still there.
Still there, yes. And the outer realm, it's regarding to civilization, they try their best. There is always operations, it's happening from here and there, from time to time, to cleansing the solar system. And that operation, it's do well, thinks it's okay. But still they didn't cleansing the last point for the strengthening point for the plasma plane, for the Chimera group. And that situation in the ethereal realm, it's regarding to what's happening on Earth now.
Okay.
Let's say what's happening on Earth now. In the network, lines, spiritual network energy, everything it's okay, it's activated and it's work well. But the problem with the collective consciousness for the human being. The human being on earth, they have within themselves something new now. They become know what's gonna happen in the near future. They will become feel there is many of changing transition period from their essence. They try to change themselves from inside, and they try to connect with their higher self, and there is awakening between the human being now. But the problem, that awakening still live unconsciously secondary within themselves, and the primary is still the old pattern live within themselves, which means when they act, when they feel, when they are dealing with things around them, with family, business, financial, dreamings, everything's around them, the primary things they are dealing within it, the old pattern from old thinking.
Which is related to the third dimension.
Of course. And the new pattern within them, the new personality, the new angle from their perspective, from their higher self, still secondary, not primary.
Okay.
And that means they are not still push that new identity, new personality, new perspective from them to be in their surface, to manifest that side within them. That old pattern, what they delay things.
The reason why things
Yes.
are delayed. Yeah.
Yes. Why is always there is delay from here and there? Because the physical level and the ethereal level work together. Always. That two levels you should to be alignment more. To let things ready in the astral and ethereal to penetrate earth and to manifest in earth. And they let the blue pulse to happen to the planet earth. And that blue pulse is regarding to manifest what within you from inside. If the blue pulse happening now, while we are talking now in this situation, the transition it will become difficult.
Okay.
Why? Because the real vision and the real perspective and connection with the higher self and the real feeling for the human being about the awakening things still deep within themselves, not on their behaviors.
Okay.
They are talking about that, they are believe in that, but they didn't act with that still.
That's okay. Yeah.
And that they let things to be subconsciously within them, their subconsciousness. Okay, but in their personality, their feeling, their acting, still they are dealing in the old pattern from the third dimension perspective.
Yeah.
And of course that they let things to go in more delay. And now there is no possibilities for delay things, and we should to push things to happen how much that happening it will become soon. And because of that there is many things, many of plan it will happen for the planet Earth to support the human being to launch that things within them.
You mean to force them?
It's not kind of forcing, but the human being,
To help them?
if they didn't live in the situation they feel they are not stable within it, they cannot launch that new being within them. It's
Their
mean,
essence, yeah.
if they are still, the human being reach in state now, if they are have safety from the third dimension now, they don't need to deal with that new perspective within them.
Of course, yeah.
The real things, the origin things, we should to release the human being to reach that lonely, to can support themselves, to cleanse and to delete the old pattern from them, okay, and to launch that new perspective, new personality, new identity. But regarding to the situation now, if we leave that, the events it will become far, not soon.
Okay, yeah.
It means there is delay. And the situation in the inner realms, he cannot handling more waiting now, because almost everything it's ready there. Yes, there's Chimera group, but even the affecting about the situation of the Chimera group, it's regarding the situation of the consciousness and the collective consciousness, what's happening of Earth. It's mean, if we want to go too deep in the inner journey and the deep of the meaning of spirituality, why the cabal here on earth? Why the dark entity here on earth? Because you are not here. If you are sit in the throne of your presence, there is no dark cabal.
Okay.
Why they are using their power now in the planet Earth? Because we didn't launch our beauty, our love, our essence. We didn't sit in our presence, in our physicality here. And that present is still not shown for us.
Yeah.
That present is still, we didn't manifest that present around us.
Yeah.
Why the cabal here? Because we are not here. We are physical here, but not present.
Yeah.
And if we leave the human being until that happened for them, maybe we'll go for months and years
Yeah.
to reach the blue pulse and to reach the events. And because of that, there is many plan to let that things to come here now. To let that to happen
To be very close. Yeah.
very close. And that plan, we should to delete some of part of old pattern from the third dimension physicality and but many of changing for the planet Earth. Like the climate changing, the changing of the magnetic polar reversal for the planet Earth, to let that to happen more speed, more faster, and for changing for the politician things and for the big decision for the planet Earth. It means there is a confrontation. It will happen for the planet Earth to arrive that essence of the ascending fire within the human being, to let them to allow for that new perspective to happen on Earth. It means the human being, if they are still feel peace with the old third pattern, third dimension, they will not move.
Exactly. Yeah.
They will not let that new perspective, new identity within them to be primary. But the survivor thing within the human being, if they feel they need to survive, they will launch that personality. And they will return the throne of the present within them. And they will be in the surface.
Yeah.
And that regarding, by the way, for the energy. It means that it will affect the network and it will affect the collective consciousness. And that the basic things, they let the blue pulse to happen. Which means, when the blue pulse, when you need the blue pulse to happen now, ask yourself, the real world within you, the real perspective, the real awakening, the spiritual account within your inner beings, living within you. It's secondary, primary or secondary.
Yeah.
You act like that, you feel like that, you do like that, or sometimes you use that perspective. If we need the blue pulse to happening now, if we need the events to happening now, we should deal as present. How much I'm handling within my spiritual account from my inner consciousness, we should to act in our life, how much we have that spiritual account within us. Many of people now, they will become, they are aware about what's happening.
Yeah.
But still they are using the old pattern.
Exactly. Yeah.
The biggest problem now, these things, the old pattern for the human being.
Yeah.
It's not easy for them to release that. And that things about the plan, I'm talking about it, to support the human being to leave that old pattern and to show the beautiful things within them.
Yeah.
The real personality within them. And this is what's happening inside the earth. I'm not talking about a time, by the way. I'm talking about the moment. I'm talking about the present. The blue pulse, it's alignment with your present. If you are here, if you wanted that, really, not within just your lipstick talking, with your dealing, feeling, acting, vision, working, how much you are working in that, how much the collective consciousness, it will become more mass critical point, and how much that it will activate the blue pulse.